In the misty, wind-swept landscapes of Western Europe, where shadows stretch long and the sky meets the earth in a haze of mystery, stand the ancient monoliths known as the Standing Stones. These towering sentinels of stone, weathered by time and shrouded in secrets, have whispered their tales through the ages, tales of curses, magic, and the wrath of forgotten gods. No place is more famous or more feared than the haunting circle of Stonehenge. Here, the stones rise like a crown of giants, casting long, cold shadows over the barren plains of Wiltshire. According to the ancient and eerie chronicles of Geoffrey of Monmouth, these stones were not of this world. They were torn from the earth in Africa, carried across the seas by giants, and brought to Ireland. But their journey did not end there. In the dead of night, beneath a sky heavy with stars, the wizard Merlin summoned forces beyond mortal understanding. With a wave of his hand, the stones obeyed, defying the laws of nature, and flew across the darkened skies to their final resting place in England, forming the chilling circle that has stood for millennia. But others say that it was not Merlin, but the devil himself who brought the stones to Stonehenge. In a tale dripping with malice, the devil challenged the people of Amesbury, wagering that none could count the stones in his infernal creation. A clever friar, with nerves of steel, tricked the devil, declaring that the number was more than can be counted. In a fit of unholy rage, the devil hurled one of the great stones at the friar with the force of 1,000 storms. Some say the stone crushed the friar, leaving only a bloodstain on the earth. Others whisper that the stone bounced off the friar's heel, as tough as iron from years of barefoot wandering, and landed upright in the soil, a dark monument now known as the heel stone. Further west, in the quiet, moonlit fields of Avon, lies the Stanton Drew stone circle, where shadows dance and the wind carries the faint strains of a forgotten tune. Long ago, on a night cursed by fate, a wedding celebration was held here. As the clock struck midnight, the fiddler, his fingers raw and bleeding, refused to play any longer. The bride, drunk on wine and arrogance, swore she would find a fiddler from hell if she had to. Her words, uttered in jest, summoned a dark force from the underworld. A stranger appeared, his eyes gleaming with malevolent intent, and began to play. As his music filled the air, the revelers danced, their feet moving faster and faster, until with a flash of lightning and a roll of thunder, they were all turned to stone silent, frozen figures trapped in an eternal dance with the devil. On the borders of Oxfordshire and Warwickshire, the rollright stones stand, silent witnesses to a tale of ambition and doom. Long ago, a king eager to claim the throne of England marched with his army through these lands. But his path was blocked by a witch, her eyes glowing with otherworldly power. She offered the king a challenge: 7 long strides shalt thou take. If long Compton thou can see, King of England thou shalt be. The king, filled with pride, took the 7 strides, but as he reached the end, his view was obstructed by a burial mound, the archdruid's barrow. The witch's voice, cold and merciless, echoed across the fields as long Compton thou canst not see, King of England thou shalt not be. Rise up, stick, and stand still, stone, for King of England thou shalt be none. In an instant, the king and his men were transformed into cold, grey stone, their dreams of glory buried beneath the earth. The witch herself vanished, leaving behind only an elder tree that, even now, watches over the cursed stones. In Cornwall, near the edge of the world where the land meets the sea, stands Men Toll, the Crick Stone. This ancient stone, with its hollowed centre, is said to hold dark powers. Legend has it that those who crawl through its hole 9 times counterclockwise under the cover of night can cure themselves of any ailment. But beware, the stone's power is not to be trifled with. Many who sought its help have vanished, their cries swallowed by the howling wind. Nearby stands Men Scriffa, the inscribed stone, bearing the name of a fallen giant, Rialabran. It is said that Rialabran lies beneath the stone, his massive form stretching out beneath the earth, guarding his treasure, and that those who dare to disturb him will be cursed to wander the earth forever, neither living nor dead. In the dark corners of Scotland's Orkney Islands, solitary stones stand like ancient warriors, their surfaces etched with the scars of time. The Yetnastine and Staino Coibune are said to be giants, once mighty and fearsome, now trapped in stone by a curse too terrible to speak. But even in their stone prisons, the giants are not at rest. On New Year's Day, when the veil between worlds is thin, They break free of their stony bonds and walk to the nearby lakes to drink, their footsteps echoing through the night like distant thunder. On the lonely island of North Uist, 3 stones known as Ne Fur Brige, the false men, stand as a grim reminder of betrayal and vengeance. These stones were once men, husbands who abandoned their wives in a time of need. For their treachery, a witch cursed them, turning them to stone and leaving them to stand for all eternity as a warning to others. The standing stones of Western Europe are more than mere monuments. They are the keepers of ancient secrets, the witnesses to dark deeds, and the guardians of curses that still linger in the air. Their stories, told in hushed tones around the fire, remind us that the past is never truly gone and that some things are better left undisturbed.